There are many impediments that women in politics face. How do you deal with yours and treat with yours, or the impediments that you face?
You know, there are some people who think that women are still to be relegated to the kitchen, the home, and the bedroom.
Yes.
Again, it's about keeping the focus. I think men and women complete the creation. So if a man has a problem with himself and his manhood, that is his business. I'm going to do what I have to do, and I say to young women, focus. Put yourself in a place where you can take care of yourself first.
Yes.
First, where you can manage on your own,
Yes.
where you can deal with the issues of life. And that is what I'm really passionate about with the women. But the men, them, sure, half of them can't even match up to you in terms of delivering with results. There are some who work hard. I would rather focus on what we each bring to the table, and I
Yes.
think we complement our perspective. But women have had a hard, long journey in professional life, and even today, even though you have more women graduating from universities and colleges, somehow in the professional space, the men still think it's about
Boys
them.
Club, yeah.
So we just do what we have to do and just outshine them with perform.
A lot of people see you in politics, AG, but they don't know how you got involved. How did you get into politics? How were you introduced?
Well, imagine I forewent an appointment to the Supreme Court to accept a senatorial and ministerial post when Prime Minister Bruce Golding came in.
Oh.
It was actually my husband that he approached to say, he heard I was on a sabbatical and I was dealing with in matters in public administration, and I had come on his radar years ago when I presided over the electoral recounts in St. Elizabeth.
Yes.
And he said he had always watched my progress from that time. So, put short, I was recruited by the sitting Prime Minister, Bruce Golding, at
Wow.
the time. It may sound wow, but just imagine how difficult it was. The Jamaica Labour Party had spent years in opposition.
Yes.
I was not in politics. And you're recruited to the head table. It was not well received by many. It was not well received by many. And many were very unkind within the party, very horrible.
In terms of what they said about
Well,
you?
clearly I must have been sleeping
Yeah.
with a man to get the job.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So derogatory things were said about
Yeah,
you.
man.
Did
Yeah,
that
man.
dampen your spirit? How did that affect you? Did you just want to recoil and not be there?
No, because it wasn't true.
Yes.
So one of the things you have to learn, when it doesn't matter how often untruth is repeated, it cannot transform into truth.
Yes.
Some people may think that if you say it long enough, yes, people will believe it, but it is not true.
True. Fake news.
It is just not true
Yes.
at all. And I think people just, who themselves are mudded, they only know how to fling mud. But I confronted them about it,
Yeah. Oh,
because
you did?
Of course I did. Of course I did. And interestingly, some of them are now no longer serving. They have retired or have been retired by the people. And I had to say, look, let me tell you something. You see me? Even though I keep my life private, if I do something and it goes out and it's true, I will stand by it.
Yes.
You, of course, will have regard to other things, but it don't matter how much lie you tell, it's not going to become true.
Yes.
It's just not going to become true.
Is that a stigma or stereotype that a lot of women in politics
I believe
have
it
to
is.
face?
I believe it is. A lot of people think that it doesn't matter how smart, it doesn't matter how
Yes, you
capable
sleep
or
your way to the
competent.
top.
And especially if, no, I don't have no control over how I look.
Yes.
I didn't create my ethnic genetical makeup. I mean, I do take care of myself.
Yes, looking good,
how it
looking
go.
good, yes.
Right, but people will want to turn your assets into liabilities. No, that's the power of an educated mind, because you mash down that lie.
Mash
Because you
down that
learn how people will want to destroy you, and you stay out of the way because they will self-destruct before they destroy you.
Yes.
So I'm
So
still
you're-
standing. I'm still here.
So your welcome into politics was
Not at all. Not internally. No.
good at all.
No.
How
No.
are you feeling now that you've overcome those impediments?
Interestingly, some people would want to say I have no sense, but it is by performing, it is by demonstrating my capacity and my competence in dealing with hard matters. And that is just it. And sometimes you don't have, you can't be too right 2 times, but I have held to my core principles, and I have stood my ground without rancor. I take my battles internally because I believe when you're part of an organization, you have inside privilege and you
Yes.
deal with it there. So nobody hear me bring the Labour Party into disrepute and
Yes.
kias kind of thing. I deal with my issues and I take them on. I
Yes.
take them on internally. But what has kept me there is the progress that has been made.
Yes.
And I'm very inspired by the policies of the party and where it wants to take the country forward in the seat of government.
When you were appointed Attorney General, did you get a call from Bruce Golding to say how he felt about your appointment?
When I was asked to run St. James West Central seat, I called Mr. Golding to say, hello, remember as you bring me in politics?
Yes.
I begin you come help me in this seat.
Yes.
And he was very gracious and he came and he walked with me. I remember in one meeting in Catherine Hall, he told the people why he had selected me and invited me to be part of politics. So yes, I have a lot of respect and a lot of regard for Prime Minister Bruce Golding.
Absolutely amazing.
And I expect him to come back on the ground with me this election. The people in Catherine Hall want to see him and in other places because they love him a lot here.
Yes. Honorable Bruce Golding, you heard her call. You need to be here. Women in politics. And of course, being supported by other women and men as well.
Yes. There's a lot of love,
Yes.
There's a lot of love. In fact, I say that for every hater, there are 10 people who love you.
Absolutely.
So, watch them.
Just like how you love your green slippers?
You couldn't
No. I have to see the slippers. I have to see the slippers.
I'm a shorts and flip-flop girl.
Okay.
But when it's near the time,
Yes.
it's a lovely Jamaican color, but I bring out the little
What's your
flip-flop.
favorite color?
Ay. I like the colors of nature, and if you look around, you see. I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I like the blue skies. I like white. I like black. I like the green.
Yes.
True. I can't say I have a really favorite. It depends on the mood I'm in
Yes.
and what moves me. But I like nature.
Yes.
I like nature. So you represent
Yes.
it all.
All natural.
All and it's, yes.
Women in politics, right here with Member of Parliament for St. James West Central, Marlene Malahoo Forte.
So here we are moving from the constituency office location to go into a part of the constituency where work remains to be done. I can take you to show off a lot of what has been done, but you ask why a second term? Well, there is so much more that remains to be done and the journey has to continue. There are some communities that still need to be regularized. Infrastructure need to go in. The people have lived there for very long standing problem. But we are working, and in fact, I have members of other side of government who are present and where we're making some assessment on work that should have been completed, but problems with the contractor. So we're going to go into retirement. My goodness. Retirement has been on the government agenda from Operation Pride days, mid-1990s, and still the infrastructure is not yet in. But under my watch, we have made such progress. We have experienced some delays, but we are going forward, and I'm determined to ensure that in every part of this constituency there is proper infrastructure to serve the communities. So it's going to be a journey. So let's look ahead. Take a look at this road. Take a look at this road. This is one of the reasons why the journey has to continue and the work has to go on, because there is so much more that needs to be done on behalf of the people. I could have taken you to the places where the roads are nicely paved, but we still have many communities without infrastructure. But the work is going on, and you will meet a team when we go up. All right? I could have taken you in places where it's so beautiful,
Yeah.
but it's a mixed bag.
Yes.
And when you look here, you see that the work needs to be done.
Yes.
And it has to be done. And I have been championing the cause of the people. You see the other government agencies that are out?
Yes,
This is not
absolutely.
election promise.
Yeah,
Right?
the Housing Association
Yes,
of Jamaica.
HAJ
they're here. Yes,
is going to be
HAJ.
the implementing agency along with the JSIF
Yes.
for the infrastructure project for this community.
Absolutely amazing. And coming out and giving people the reassurance that politicians are listening, that you are listening to their cry. What is your reassurance to them that they should believe in you?
You just have to look across the constituency to see what else has been done. This is not the worst of the worst, you know.
Yes.
I'm going to take you to another part where, take a look, it was worse than this and it has been done. So we can't do it all at once. We don't work alone, we work as all of government. The new minister has portfolio. Yes. He's here. When he's on the ground, this is not empty promise that is happening. You're getting a little time to tell them this can't continue.
And that is true, fairly well so, because not because I have my strong political affiliation, but when you see the truth, facts is here, and it's evidently clear that this is not an overnight thing. This has been here for decades, and it needs to be resolved. And if you're going to come through, pass it on, because I can recall having the same councillor, the same MP, and this is like over 20 per years, and it has been the same.
Yes.
No change. Now, the reason for me to come out so hard on my MP, I have no choice, because at the end of the day, who is a leader is a leader. And when you see a strong leader, you work with that leader in order for persons to see that she's working.
Yes.
So I come at my own party and say, hey, listen, this must be done, has to be done, because we have elderly in the community. And those persons, it's really hard to take them from here to there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And she sympathized with the situation many times. But when it comes to the councillor to come to say, hey, guess what? I've been doing this, I've been doing that. I asked him for proof, and that's the reason why he ran. I said, give me proof of what you have done for over 20
And you're speaking about on the opposition side. Make it clear.
On the opposition side. And like I said before, I realized my MP has been here for what? Over 4 years. She has been working.
What improvements have you seen since she has been here?
In the other communities.
To be frank with you, in other communities, this is the area that we asked for the light to be shed.
Yes.
No. And I won't back down.
Right.
I won't back down.
And her MP will be right beside her.
I won't
How we ain't backing down. But the rest of the government has responded.
What does the community, what else do you need in your community?
Lighting.
Yes.
And we're working on the bushing.
See
And of
the
course,
wires are in.
Yes.
Water.
Yes.
You understand? So to be honest with you, we get one light, sir. We got one light. It's been in and out.
Yes.
Further down the road. And we don't want something that is not working correctly.
Yes.
That is not what we asked for. This is not what we vote for. And I told them before that we put you there. And if you're not willing to work with our MP, we're going to take you out.
The women are out in their numbers, not just the MP, but the women in the community. Yes. They're advocating for light, for water, and for road, and they're making no bones about it. Women are indeed making strides in politics.
And just to tell you that the MP will stand up right with them and demonstrate, but thankfully I don't have any need to, because government has responded and the work is in progress.
Absolutely. Women in politics right here with Miss Kitty.
Okay.
So having taken you across there, I've taken you here, where you can see something.
So this road was like the road we just saw?
Yes.
Wow.
It was bad. It had not been fixed in about 35 years.
Wow.
Well, that one is a little more dug out now because of the rain that has come. But generally same way the Marl.
Yeah.
And uphill and around hill.
Wow,
yes.
This is impressive.
Yes.
Women in politics working, the MP for St. James West Central, Marlene Malahoo Forte, taking us through her constituency and showing some of the work that she has done. It's a mixed bag, and she's saying that she wants the constituents to vote for her yet again so she can continue to do the work. Women in politics, we are on the ground.
constituency office. On this side, we serve members of the public who will indicate what it is that they would like to assist with. So work alternates between going out in the field, in the communities, and having constituency office space here. So you can come on.
Well, AG, I got to tell you, it has been a pleasure touring your constituency with your parts thereof and seeing what you do, how people react to you, and showcasing yourself as a woman in politics. Many times people will see you in Parliament. They will see you as, you know, Marlene Malahoo Forte, the Attorney General. But then today we have got the chance to see you among the people who have voted for you, for whom you advocate, and for whom you represent. And it was really great, and we want to thank you so much for inviting us into your home, your constituency office, your constituency at large, and we thank you so much for showcasing a woman in politics doing great things with the resilience and the tenacity that it takes to really be involved in Jamaican politics.